Hello viewers of the Know Your Candidate digital campaign. Thank you for joining us on today's segment, and we are honored to be hosting one of the candidates for Mayor Kasese Municipality, who is going to be with us and discuss with us as we indulge him on things to do with his personal life, with his professional life, with his motivations and values, and most importantly, the dreams and aspirations he has for the people of Kasese Municipality if elected as mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our guest on the show today. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kirindiro Communications.
How are you today?
I'm good.
I see we've had a rainy morning today.
Oh yes, it's a very cool morning and it's very beautiful and very comfortable.
Some people like to say it is bad weather, but actually
it's very good weather.
Yeah, it is very good weather. Yeah. So I'm sure that the viewers have been anticipating you and they're looking forward to hearing from you. So in a nutshell, who would you call yourself? What is your name? What position are you running for? Maybe a little bit about your family, professional life, and life in the community.
I'm Kabyanga Godfrey Kabyanga. I am a Muswara by clan, and we call ourselves Abaswara Banyakisamba, Ekisamba Cheboyi. And I was born about 5 decades ago, so I can authoritatively say I'm an old man.
Yeah.
I am married with children, many children.
Many children.
Yeah, because we don't count children in our language.
Yes. And
I'm also lucky. Something I would like to mention. I still have all my parents.
Wow.
Who are old. All of them above 80.
That's a gift.
That's a gift from God. And right now I'm running for the position of mayor of Kasese Municipality. And this is the third time I'm running for the same position. I've already won the primaries of NRM.
Congratulations, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And now I'm going for general elections as a flag bearer of NRM. I went to school, and I went to so many primary schools. Not because I was not good in school, but my father is a teacher. My father is a retired teacher, and therefore we moved together everywhere he went. So I can say I went to Kitaligiwi Primary School. I went to Nyamambuka Primary School, now called Wera Demonstration.
Wera Demo.
Yes, I went to Katoro Primary School. I also went to Jisinga Primary School. And finally, I went to Ngaiga Primary School in Malika. That's why I completed my primary 7 and then joined Rwenzori High School as a pioneer student. Oh yes, I was the pioneer. I was among the 32 pioneer students of Rwenzori High School.
That's some history there.
Oh yes, and then I joined the St. Leo's College for my A-level, and later I went to Makerere University. And after Makerere University, I've done several courses. Makerere University, I completed with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. And later on, I've done several other postgraduate studies in procurement, in marketing, and recently in urban governance and management. So I can say I've really gone to school.
It comes out clearly.
I can say I'm an educated man.
Yes.
I can say I really went to school.
Yes.
And I have also worked. I started working in 1989. My first job was with Nyanza Textiles Limited, Ginger, what they used to call Nighting.
Okay.
When it was still producing uniform for schools, and they were the sole suppliers of uniform to schools. I was a marketing officer in charge of research and distribution, so I distributed cloth everywhere in the country. And then later I joined the Uganda cement industries. Those days, him and Tororo were under Uganda cement as a depot manager in Kampala, in charge of the central depot. And then after that, I joined the Kirindiro Mines Limited. And then from Kirindiro Mines Limited, I joined politics.
Oh, in 2011.
So in Kirindiro Mines Limited, I was marketing officer and also head of procurement and disposal unit. So after that, that's when now I joined politics in 2011. After that,
I remember.
But I've also been in business. I'm a businessman. I joined business around 1993. A friend of mine convinced me to join business. He really inspired me. The late Haji Jamal Muhindo was a very close friend of mine. And when I joined business, I've never turned back. Then another friend of mine now inspired me to join construction. That was the late engineer Suga. Unfortunately for me, most of the people who inspired me to join business left this world, but I still remember them.
Their legacy lives on in you.
It lives in me, and it's really something I owe to them, and I always remember them for that. And it has made me independent. I'm an independent man who does his own things.
Yes.
I know I earn my own money, so I'm always a happy man. That's why I always have a smile.
I know.
I'm never stressed.
It's hard to believe you are 50 years old. You could pass for a 35-year-old.
I'm more than even 50 years. So I have also served in so many other positions. Leadership positions, even from school, I was a leader. Even at university, I was a minister of finance of Livingston Hall. In primary, I held several positions: librarian, health, prefect. In secondary, obviously, I was chairperson of the school council for 4 years.
Wow,
high school.
That was impressive.
And when I joined the St. Leo's College, I was in charge of entertainment. So even after that, after school, I have held several other positions. I served with the first of all, as the vice chairman of the Recognition Council, which was headed by Costa. I was his vice chairman, first in charge of mobilization, then later in charge of finance and administration. And then I also served at the same time I was serving as the spokesperson of the king.
Yes.
And in charge of his press. So I was also the press secretary and in charge of his protocol. So I had about 5 positions.
So we share, I think, in common communications.
Yes. I have been in that field for a long time.
Wow.
I am a very big supporter of OBR, but a principled supporter of OBR. When OBR is in the wrong, I will say no, because I want Renzo to be remembered as a struggle which brought us from a bad situation to a better situation, not from bad to worse. So that's why sometimes people misunderstand me. Because I am a principled supporter. I don't want us to go back to the dark days. I want Renzo to be better every day. So in the next 10 years, I want Renzo to be bigger and bolder and to be remembered for the good things.
Yes.
So that this struggle is not in vain. Chirania struggle should never be
in vain.
Yeah. But most importantly, I'm also a Rotarian, and I've been president of Rotary Club of Kasese. I've been an assistant governor for Zone 3.
Wow.
I was supervising about, at one time, six clubs, and I'm one of the assistant governors who served for 3 years. because
Wow.
we normally serve for only 1 year.
Wow.
Obviously, I have held other society positions. For instance, like now, I'm the chairperson of the pillars in South Rwenzori Diocese.
Oh.
And I'm also the chairperson of the investment committee of South
Rwenzori Diocese.
And right now, I'm also chairperson of resource mobilization for consecration of the new bishop. So I am everywhere.
Wow.
In church, in politics, in society, and I'm a patron of several students' organizations like the Kasese Kampala Students, Makerere Students Association, something like that. So I have really enjoyed myself, done my best.
Wow. It clearly comes out, dear viewers, from the conversation we just had with the candidate for Mayor Kasese Municipality on the NRM ticket that indeed leaders are made by their professional experiences, their life experiences, and these shape the kinds of people they become. We see that he has the academic history, the history of public leadership, a history of community engagement. I'm sure that you viewers shall get a very good idea of the kind of person he is and the kind of candidate he will be when elected, or if elected, to lead the municipality as mayor. As we've had these interesting insights into who our candidate on the NRM ticket for Mayor Kasese Municipality is, personally, professionally, and as a leader in the community, I'm sure you are now anxious to hear about his motivations. Why does he do the things he does? What are his personal values? I'm sure that you are very anxious to hear about that too. So, dear candidate for Mayor Kasese Municipality on the NRM ticket, what are your values and motivations in life and professionally?
First of all, I value time, and I'm a time-conscious man. So when you are dealing with me, you should be time-conscious. But most importantly, I'm a Rotarian. And there is a Rotarian, I'm guided by the 4 tests. Our 4 tests in Rotary is, for the things you say, think, or do, you should ask yourself 4 things. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? And is it beneficial to all concerned?
Wow.
And that has made me a principled and predictable politician. Very principled. And that even this society, even if you went there and said, Kabyanga said this, or you bring a letter that Kabyanga wrote this letter, once I say I didn't write it, people will say, that's him. And once I say I wrote it, people will say, that's him. Because I must always tell the truth. And I must always stick to my words. That's the difference between me and so many politicians. But that what brings out that is because I'm a Rotarian. So I'm very predictable.
Wow.
Those who are used to me, even if you go to him and say, I want to see Kabyanga over this, he will tell you he will not accept that. Because they know my principles. And I'm very, very predictable.
Wow.
Yeah, so those are my values.
Wow. As we hear from the incumbent mayor and candidate, that his life and his political career is value-based and principle-based, as he has explained. We can see that he is a dependable, predictable public servant, and I'm sure that you, the viewers, are taking note of all these insights, and they will be very helpful as you make electoral choices in the 2021 elections. Now that you've given us this personal motivation and personal values, I'm sure now we can go on to the next question, which is the purpose of your candidature. Why are you running? What do you hope to do? What have you done as an incumbent?
Yeah, I think one thing that motivated me to join politics is probably Mahatma Gandhi's say, be the change that you need to see in the world.
Yes.
I didn't see why I should be on the sideline as a spectator, and yet I had the capacity to make changes in this world. And therefore I saw Kasese, and I looked at the Kasese I want in the future, and I saw that is the Kasese so many other people wanted, and I came in this town. Probably people would have said, but why didn't you go to become a district chairman? I had all the qualifications and the capacity, and I can say I had even the chances of winning, but I wanted this town to be transformed. I wanted to be part of the transformation process, and probably my dream is that it should be a city by the time I leave this world, and probably if God willing, by the time I leave this position.
Wow, I'm told it's
but not just a city
in name,
but should be even a city in action.
Yes.
And that's what I'm struggling with. But I think the 10 years I've been around, I've played my part. I have changed people's attitude. I have changed the setup of the town. And I think if we move like that, we shall reach there. I go on sabbatical leave.
This is really, really interesting. As you can see, His Worship, the incumbent mayor, is passionate about the transformation of urban centers, particularly his urban center, Kasese Municipality, and a lot of changes have been happening, and he seeks to continue building upon these and consolidating them to ensure that Kasese becomes a city, not just in name, but in practice and evidence. And those are key things from his manifesto and his vision for the municipality of Kasese. Thank you so much for these insightful ideas. I'm very sure that our viewers of the Know Your Candidate digital campaign are taking note of them and getting a more informed view of your candidature, away from the chit-chat on the streets, the chit-chat in gardens where people don't have information about their candidates. This is first-hand information from the candidate himself. So now that we have an idea of your vision for the town, I'm sure that people want to find out about your person, how you interact in your free time, how do you spend your free time, how do you spend time alone away from the profession that you do as a mayor and a leader in the community.
I am a social man.
Yes.
First of all, I interact with Rotarians every Tuesday.
Oh. At Margarita.
Margarita, Uhuru, wherever there is a fellowship, I'm there. We call our meetings fellowships. I enjoy traveling. I'm a well-traveled man.
Oh.
The only continent I've not been to in this world is Australia.
Australia.
I've been on all continents.
Wow.
And I enjoy traveling.
Young people love traveling. I'm sure they'll find that very relatable.
I really enjoy traveling. So I know this world very, very well. And in my free time, I travel with my family, sometimes alone. And obviously, I used to be a sportsman.
Oh.
I used to play football. I played rugby.
Rugby?
At the universities. And I was a small guy, but I enjoyed rugby. I think it is the best game I enjoyed. But obviously, as I grow old, I lose passion for some of the things, so that I no longer really go much into that. But I also like reading. I like reading.
What is your favorite book so far?
I don't read the novels and whatever.
No,
but I like political books.
I
like reading biographies, like the Nelson Mandela.
Oh, A Long Walk to Freedom.
Long Walk to Freedom. I have read the whole of Obama's things, all those presidents. I like reading. The Mustard Seed I've read. Yes, in my free time I enjoy reading, and I'm always on my computer. I'm always on my computer trying to look at the trends. For instance, I have passion for renewable energy, and I read a lot of journals on that computer on the latest technology on renewable energy.
That's a sustainable way.
Exactly. And I'm actually now more or less an expert on renewable energy.
renewables.
Because I've been invited to so many forums in the world to go and present the case of Kasese. Because I'm one of the champions of rural electrification. Because I'm one of the founding members of Kirindiro Investments Limited.
Oh,
yes.
That was key.
Yes,
Skip that.
I'm one of the founding members of Kirindiro Investments Limited and one of the big shareholders. So
that is
I wanted made a statement that Kasese should be renewable, 100% renewable by 2020.
By 2020, while the global agenda is 2030, you made it 2020. I like that proactiveness.
I promise the world that we shall eliminate at least the tin can by 2020. And
I don't think
we are doing well.
Yes.
There is nobody now.
I don't know any homestead.
Yes.
I move.
Because at least people have standalone solar panels.
Yes.
They have even solar lights, small solar lights. And that was one of the things I promised the world.
Wow.
About 10 years ago. And we are moving with it very well. Yeah. So my free time is spent around that.
It brings out the best in you as a person and as a candidate and as a leader. I'm sure that the viewers are going to love hearing this interview, and it will help in informing the discourse going forward, leading to the 2021 election. So as we wind up your interview, in a nutshell, what are your final words to the people of Kasese Municipality?
No, I'm saying the people of Kasese Municipality will have a lot in offering. For instance, I promise you how to green this town, and you can see how it is getting green. We have to plan the town well, because our vision is to have a green, well-planned and poverty-free municipality. And we have now engaged consultants to make a new fiscal development plan so that this town can be better planned. Fortunately, the government has given us enough money now. We are going to tarmac about 35 kilometers of road.
Within the municipality?
Yes, within the next 5 years. And we have to get rid of poverty from this town, and we have seen it is in the youth. Fortunately, the government has given us enough money now. We are going to tarmac about 35 kilometers of road.
Within the municipality?
Yes, within the next 5 years. And we have to get rid of poverty from this town, and we have seen it is in the youth. And that's why government has given us money to develop an industrial park. Yeah, that industrial park, so far the president has already negotiated with the Chinese. They are coming to put up a bus assembly plant, which will recruit around 800 youth. 800? Yes, and we are pushing for the revival of Kirindiro mines. The president has accepted to fast track the revival of Kirindiro mines, which is also going to recruit about 4,000 people. Wow. When it is fully operational. I think that one will sort out the unemployment problem we are experiencing in the town. Obviously, another big challenge we have now is Nyamwamba River, and we are working out a major program to see how government presses, mainly the central government presses, can be here full time to drag the river and to see that every dry season it is well trained, and then when the rains come, the water has a path where to flow, and automatically we are also embracing a yoga to empower people economically, and we have also through upgrade we have designed a tourism strategy so that the whole of this town can be a tourist center. So Kasese really, the sky is the limit. We are going to reach there. What we need is focused leadership, and which I have tried to put in place, and which I want to continue even after me, because I will go. I can't say I'll be there forever. And if we can get that, Kasese will be so good.
Okay.
Will be so good. Will be a town where everybody will want to come.
Yes.
Because I'm not scared of Poto being a tourism town. First of all the tourism sites and infrastructure is here. The only thing we lack a few infrastructure like hotels and the like. And me, I'm very, very optimistic that in the future, Kasese will be the city to go.
That's a very great vision.
So this town tukanza libisunzu lya lwenzulu okana bya muki wembe sunzu so Kasese libisunzu lya lwenzulu and that is my major focus. So that when you talk about Kasese, you should look at it as the epitome of Rwenzulu, the struggle of Rwenzulu.
Wow, thank you so much for those insights, especially on the question of your relationship to the OBR and your history with it. I'm sure that viewers have been anticipating it, and this helps to help them understand your relationship with OBR. Thank you for joining us on the show today. I wish you a very good campaign ahead and the very best in the election.
Thank you very much.